What happens if I don't cut my hair on Thursday? Can I cut it next week?
Friday.
For Shabbos?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to ask her to cut it. I can't have her do that. I'm going to take this to the back room, okay?
What?
I'm taking all this to wash in the back room.
You know that representative who's in the wheelchair, that Madison
Yes.
Cawthon?
They said bad things about him.
Yeah, he lost his in the primary. He was drinking. He was doing weird, crazy.
He was doing crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked like such a straight guy, but he was a bad boy.
Hi, Mario.
Oh,
Yeah, we're on for 7:30.
7:30.
Yeah. Did you go hear Ernie last night?
No, but I saw the recording.
Yeah, I was watching. It's very interesting.
Yeah. He spoke afterwards in the shear, the regular shear.
I couldn't go. Yeah.
But I sent it to everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my Gomorrah. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Did you go out for lunch today with Ellie?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it next week. Where'd you guys go?
We went to Manchester.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for 45 minutes. It was nice.
Yeah. I'm sure he appreciated it.
He was okay and he wasn't
Good.
grumpy.
Oh, good.
Yeah, no, he was okay. He even promised me he's gonna try to be at the novice year on Sunday.
Oh, okay, that's good. Hi, Kenny.
It's good, but I
Hey,
don't think he will.
I know he said many times he would attend and he doesn't.
I know.
What's going on today, everybody?
All right, you?
Thank God. Good day.
Much money on it, and you hardly use it. I'm right. See how much water goes out there?
But where's it coming from?
That's what it is.
All right, where's the boss here?
Don't know. Maybe he forgot.
Kenny, did you go hear the Crushed Nuts speech?
You by Ernie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many people were there?
Maybe 20.
Oh, that's
But
good.
the shul was packed, maybe more. The shul had 3 shiurim going on simultaneously. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I was just watching the video. It's excellent.
Yeah.
Ernie, you're a superstar.
Yeah.
How was the Dodger game?
They won. No, it was good. It was good. The game was very long. They schlepped it forever. Oh my God. I left after 3 hours, but they won 5-4.
Did
Got
you
your money's
have
worth.
Did you have Jeff's Gourmet?
Yeah, of course, delicious. I mean, you
That's
feel
what
like a
I
man.
like.
You're eating a hot dog like everybody else.
Right.
The beer is $16 a can. It's crazy.
Huh? What?
$16 for a beer at the baseball
I'm
game.
glad I don't drink beer.
I once took some guy who also kept kosher to the Dodger game. And
Yeah.
he brought a thermos with him. So I figured he
Oh.
was going to open it up and pour a cup of coffee. It was cold.
Yeah.
He opens it up. He had hot dogs and like boiling water in there. I was like, this is so gross. You know,
And he ate the hot dog with his fingers?
I don't know, whatever. I don't know, chopsticks, whatever it is. But like, who wants a boiled hot dog? Blah.
That's funny.
And he thought it was like the coolest thing, you know,
Yeah.
this is the trick to life. Hot dogs in a thermos.
Okay, so we're on Ayin Aleph 71. Kol ben nechar lo yochal bo lamali. Teaches me bo mishumados poseles ve'en mishumados poseles b'maiser. That is, somebody who has converted away from Judaism cannot eat the Korban Pesach, but it doesn't passel by meiser. So then kol ore lo yochal bo lamali. Bo in a
So an oral doesn't literally mean someone who's uncircumcised. It means an apostate.
No, we meant it's called ben nechar. A ben nechar is a different thing than an orel. A ben nechar is somebody who's converted away from Judaism. So he cannot eat the Korban Pesach, but he can eat meiser. And then when it says kol orel lo yachal bo, that is uncircumcised cannot eat it lamali. Bo ena ochel, aval ochel hu b'matzu morer. The uncircumcised man cannot eat the Korban Pesach, but he can eat matzah and more. V'itzrich lemichtiv orel, v'itzrich lemichtiv kol ben nechar. I need both. Because rachmana orel mishum demois. Somebody who's uncircumcised, even if it was done because he was a hemophiliac, it's disgusting in front of Hashem for somebody to be uncircumcised. Aval ben nechar, he's a Jew, he's circumcised. He's now an apostate. But physically, the lo mos, maybe emalo, maybe he would not be excluded. Because maybe we reject the apostate because his heart is not to Shemayim. Aval orel, he might be uncircumcised, but libo l'shamayim, maybe emalo, maybe he would be allowed to eat the Korban Pesach tzricha. So then mimenu lamali l'chadarabam Rav Yitzchak. Later on in the parak, we're going to learn what this mimenu it rejects. You don't need these limudim. Ish, the rabbi says so arel. Ish kiyet sarua uzav. It includes an arel that they can't eat kodshim. Ve'ema the rabbi says so onein. Maybe it includes the oinein, that the oinein cannot eat it. Being a non-Kohen is the exclusion, but not an onein. Now, why do you, maybe aim of law reilus? Maybe it excludes the being uncircumcised. Maybe you'll be allowed to eat. Aksiv ish, but we have the ish. Umara isa to say that an oral cannot eat, but an onen can. It's logical that arelus would be excluded. She can ma'asim krusim b'davar avid mechusar ma'isa. An orel lacks a ma'isa. U'ma'isa beguf, and the ma'isa is in his body. And all the time that he's uncircumcised, onush kores. V'yesh lefnei dibur. The mitzvah of Mila was given before Matan Torah, already to Avram Avinu. U'milas chorvavot of ma'akebes. And the circumcising the males in his house and the avodim would prevent them, without Mila, they would not be able to eat. So you see, Mila is important. Adirabba. Aninus avalele ribui. Maybe Aninus should be the one that cannot eat. Shken yesha b'chol shah. It exists every moment until you bury the person. Noheges b'noshim v'noshim. It applies to women as well as men. women are not applicable to circumcision. Vein biyoro l'sakin atzmo. Anointing can't correct himself. So the Gemara says hanach lefishni, but the ones that we listed for our reilus are more. Rava Amar B'lo hanach lefishni nami lo matzah. Even without the having more issues on the Arelin side, we don't need, because Amar Kar Ish, it's a drasha. Ezer davar sheyesh lo b'ish ve'eno b'isha. It emphasizes the ish. What operates by an ish and not by an isha? That's being uncircumcised. Rabbi Kiva, what does he do with the drush of Tosaf V'Tzach? He doesn't need it. To exclude a Givoni or an Arab who's circumcised. Just because they're circumcised doesn't mean they can eat the Korban Pesach. They have to be Jews. But they are considered circumcised. I take a vow that I'm not going to benefit from Arelim. Mutar ba'arele Yisrael. They're permitted in Jews who are uncircumcised because they're considered mulin, even though, because like people refer to Jews as the circumcised ones. So even if you're an Orel, you're considered circumcised. But even a non-Jew who's been circumcised, he's considered an Orel. It's another name for like a non-Jew. And vice versa. I take a vow that I'm not going to benefit from mulin. It would not take hold in Goyim Har Gemal for Asr B'Areli Yisrael, because they're also considered mulin. El Asui Ger Shemo Ger Shemo V'Lo Tavo. A goy who converted has had mila but not tvila. Such a person can't eat. Or Kotten Shenolet Shumol, the child born circumcised. Sovar, you have to take a needle and draw blood from such a person before he eats. Now, Rabbi Eliezer doesn't learn that way. He holds that a ger with mila, even without tefillah, is a good ger. Now, also he holds a child born circumcised doesn't require hatafas dambris, according to Rabbi Eliezer. Rabbi Eliezer, what does he do with ish? There's no drasha. Ish is a poetic way for the Chumash to speak. Boy Rav Chama Baruch, cotton Orel, a 2-day-old cotton who has not reached the time of Mila. Can you anoint him with oil of Truma? Do we say Arelu Shelo Bizmanim Akva? You're considered uncircumcised even before Zman, and it would be Ma'akev, the use of Truma. Olo. Amar Zer Toshma. The male in the households have to be circumcised when you shech the Korban Pesach. The avodim have to be circumcised b'shas achila. And in fact, both the slaves and the males have to be mild both by afsiya and achila. Talmud loimer oz l'gzer shava. So bishlam avodah mishkach plod yisinu b'shas achila v'las b'shas asiya. By an eved, I understand that they would be present at the night of eating the Korban Pesach, but not when they shechted the Korban Pesach. He bought the eved in the afternoon, Erev Pesach, after the Shechita's Korban Pesach. How does it work? How do you have a male member of the household who's present when we eat it, but not when we do the Korban Pesach? Must be lav disyola ben asila. Maybe the child was born after the Shchitas Korban Pesach, before the Achila. Shmami no Areli Shelo Bizman Avi Arelis. And therefore, being uncircumcised even before the 8th day, you're still called an Orel. Amar Rava, the Tizbara, is that so? He lo kol zachar Rachmana. Circumcise all the males. Va'azi krav lasoso. Then you can check. Now, v'hai lav bar me'ilu, but you can't circumcise a 2-day-old child. You got to wait till the 8th day. Ella achma eskinin kagon shechatzoso chama. He had a fever, and this is now day 15. They were waiting for the fever to break, and it just broke today. Creating more of a native lake called Shiva. But we should wait 7 days after the fever breaks, because Damar Shmuel, from a medical point of view, once the fever breaks, we want to wait 7 days. So the Gemara says, Yavina kol Shiva. We waited 7 days. So the Gemara says, why? Why did malam in the morning? Why did you wait in the afternoon? So ba'in and me'es le'es. When you wait 7 days for fever, it's 7 days from when the fever was. So if his fever started at 3 p.m. in the afternoon or ended, you'd have to count 7 days until 3 p.m., 7 days from then. And that was the case where he was gemalt in the afternoon. Freit the Gemara, Vahatani Luda, the Tana from Lud said, Yom Avra Asuk Yom Ivaldo. So for example, if a person is born 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you don't have to wait till 5 o'clock in the afternoon on the 8th day to do the meal. You can do it early in the morning. So the Ludite said that healing from the 7 days is the same as counting 8 days from when you're born. My love, Yomi Vada Lobi in a place, you don't need a full 24-hour day from the time he was born. So healing after 7 days of fever, you also don't need meslay. So what's the case? We had to mal this child in the afternoon. No, we do wait the full 24 hours, 7 days for healing because that's more important to heal. From a medical reason, you need the full time. Rav Papa gives a different teretz. He had an eye ache. He had an eye ache, and only right now it got healed, and you don't have to wait 7 days if your eye is healed. The parents were in prison until then. There was nobody to do the milah. Rav Kana Braid Rav Nachman Amar Kagon Tum Tum. This is a child that has a piece of skin covering the genitalia. We don't know what it is. We don't know if it's a male or a female. And then they tore it that afternoon, and they found that it was a male. So they needed to do milah. Rav Shrevia Amar. There was a vaginal birth. He put his head out of the canal, and he was there for 8 days until he was fully born. Child can't live that way. Once the head is born, all the various foramina close, and the other things open. Can't live. He had a fever, and the fever nourished him. Ishta deman, whose fever? If it's the child's fever, then you have to wait 7 days after the fever broke. Ella dezanse ishta deime. The mother had a fever. when we say a child cannot live, it's when he's not screaming, yelling, crying. If he's breathing fine, you know he's living, and such a child can live. Oral mekabel azah, an oral can have paraduma sprinkled on him, even as an oral. When they crossed the Yarden with Yoshua, they were arelim, and they had hazah. And they had not had circumcision on the 10th because they were tired from the road. So hazah imesavad lulav kishen arelim. So it must be that they had these. They became tahor while they were arelim. Maybe that year they didn't bring the korban pesach. Versus lo sakedat. The sivayasu is a pesach. The pasuk says they did the pesach. We know that the korban pesach is a type of korban that if 51% of Klal Yisrael are tamei, you still bring it, and maybe they were all tamei. No, they circumcised. They went to the mikvah, and then they ate their pesach b'tahara. We have two aspects of Mila. Mila and Priya. Mila is when you cut the foreskin. Priya is when you peel it back. The mitzvah of Priya wasn't given to Avram Avinu. Shenemar, Yoshua was told, make knives, Vishuv mulas bnei Yisrael shenis, and do Mila. Now, why did they have to do Mila? Because some of them were mild before Matan Torah. That Mila didn't require Priya. It was the same Mila as Avram Avinu had. So they had to do Priya. That's the second Mila. Maybe they only did that to people who were not circumcised at all. It says the people who went out of Mitzrayim were gemalt. Imkein my shuv. What does it mean he did it again? Elalav lefriya. It means that they did the priya. Umay shenis. What does it mean a second time? La kushi sof mila tchilas mila. To compare the end of mila to beginning. Ma tchilas mila ma keves. Just like if you didn't you didn't do the cutting, it's ma'akev, the mila, av sof mila ma'akvin bo. It's not. These are the fragments of skin that if you leave them behind, the mila is not good. Basar achoifes ravatora. The flesh that surrounds the majority of the glands, either circumferentially or sort of, and up and down. And in that case, eino echil truma. We're talking about the meat, the flesh that was covering the majority of the height of the glands. Now, why didn't they circumcise when they were traveling in the desert? Because of the travel of the road. They're weak. It would be a sakana to do it, so they didn't do it. Okay, we'll call it at 8.